We are in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Tonight, game one of a four-game series. The Cardinals and the Nationals. Next. Washington, D.C. is the scene. It's the home to the Nationals. And the Nationals off to a slow start, 10 games below the 500 mark. And the Cardinals off to a great start. They're 15-7. Game one of a four-game series tonight. That's Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin. And Al, you take a look at the way that things have played out so far. The Cardinals really nice pitching and timely hitting as well. Not great hitting in Atlanta, but enough to get the job done.
That's right. They only had one extra base hit winning the series against the Braves. But you're talking about starting pitching. Boy, these starters have been doing an awesome job, even without Carpenter. They've already won 13 of the Cardinals' 15 victories. So
Mitchell Boggs will get the start tonight. Mitchell has made a couple of starts for the Cardinals and coming off probably his best start of the season, which was against the Cubs over the weekend. 5 2/3. He defeated Chicago. We talked about that start and also looking ahead to tonight with Mitchell.
I pitched pretty well, but the key is to go out and do it again. So, you know, if I don't do it again, then the last one doesn't mean anything. They got a dangerous lineup, so it'll be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully I can get the job done.
One thing we always hear about trying to stick in the major leagues is that you have to be consistent, so hopefully Mitchell can carry over that last start to tonight.
Yeah, his breaking ball has been much more consistent. He has a good fastball, but he was right. He's going to be facing a good offensive lineup.
So it's the Washington Nationals and the St. Louis Cardinals. Tyler Green will make his major league debut and play short tonight. We've got more coming up on game one of this series in just a moment. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser Select, full flavor, 99 calories, the exception to the rule. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. By Auto Tire, for the lowest prices in town, choose Auto Tire. We shop the competitors so you don't have to. And by Chevy. See your Mid-America Chevy dealers or shop and compare at stlchevy.com. Manny Acta, the manager of the Washington Nationals. Back in 2006, he was part of the World Baseball Classic. And there's a look at Tony La Russa hidden behind Dave McKay. Flu bug has hit this team, Al, as Ryan Ludwig once again is not in the lineup, and he's been dealing with those flu-like symptoms. So Tony La Russa goes with a heavy left-handed lineup here tonight. Skip Schumacher, Colby Rasmus, Albert Pujols, great numbers against the Nationals. Then Duncan and Keel, Thurston, LaRue, Green, and Boggs.
Be facing a 6'9" right-hander. His first year in the National League, come over from Baltimore the last few years, really trying to take a little bit of the velocity out and have better command. He's always had control problems, and when he keeps his walk total down, he's a much more efficient pitcher, and when the walks get up there, he's a loser.
His numbers brought to you by Marshall Wireless. Record of 0-2. You see the innings, 18 1/3, already 12 walks. He has struck out 7, and opponents hitting .289 against him. But he is a big dude.
Yeah, 6'9", and he's got some girth to go along with that height, doesn't he?
260 pounds, 6'9", so imposing presence out there.
Used to throw in the, 96, 97 miles an hour, but now he's sacrificing that velocity for better control.
And Schumacher starts things off by looking at a strike. He's at second base once again. Hitting .292, no home runs, 9 RBIs. Skip really made a nice play late. That leaping catch, the ball game last night.
Well, we've seen him, the converted outfielder to second base. Anything hit in the air, he's lights out.
And that slowly hit off the end of the bat. Zimmerman charging and makes the play. Outstanding play from Ryan Zimmerman. They've locked him up, and in many ways, he's the face of this franchise. A look at the defense for Washington here tonight. Adam Dunn, big free agent signing in the offseason. Dukes and Kearns, and then Zimmerman, Guzman, Hernandez, and Nick Johnson finally healthy over at first. Daniel Cabrera and Jesus Flores, the Auto Tire Nationals defense. Good play there by Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player, both offensively and defensively, and he's got the longest hitting streak going in the National League right now, 18 games.
And here is Colby Rasmus. Rasmus starting again in right field.
You're saying that Ludwig's still much improved with the flu-like symptoms, but you know, it was well documented about Loesch in his last start. But Albert's lost about 7 pounds. Hal McRae's had it. You know, Ankiel's been battling it for about the week.
3-0. See the empty seats behind Colby Rasmus, and there have been empty seats night in and night out here at this second-year ballpark, unfortunately for the Nationals. Something does cure that, and it's called winning. And this team was terrible a year ago. They were 59-102, 5th place in the National League East. That's the most losses by a team since 2005.
Well, they think that they're going to be pretty good about 2011. But that's not a good marketing theme, is it?
No, it's not. And that's with your fingers crossed.
Right. Yeah.
You're thinking, okay, if this guy plays well, we've locked up Zimmerman, maybe we draft some good pitching. They have the #1 pickup coming, that they can turn this thing around.
Yeah, they have some good young pitchers. We're going to see them in this series, but they're very young, inexperienced in the starting rotation. They've had a lot of trouble with their bullpen. They're already 0-7 in the bullpen.
Big lead over there at first by Rasmus. Oh, and he throws behind Pujols and almost hit him. Remember, this is a guy that gets it into the mid to high 90s. So he let that one fly past Albert Pujols.
Now, it's twice in this this past week that Albert a little bit under the weather and has had to dodge baseballs behind his back. But we do know that, you know, he can get in a lot of trouble with his control.
How many times have we seen pitch will groove the next pitch and he'll take it deep?
Well, one thing, like I said, he's tried to back off on velocity to try to have better command. He might have just done himself a favor because now he can pitch
First base
around
open.
Pujols.
First base open. Let's see how they want to approach it. We're in the first and a runner at second. And Pujols took a vicious cut but fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Nationals relocated from Montreal to Washington in 2005. They have this brand new ballpark, $693 million. And opening night a year ago was sold out. They had a walk-off winner with a home run. Game 2 had just over 20,000 fans.
Now they just really don't know what's going to happen. This is the first game of a 6-game homestand. Attendance-wise is just.
And the ball scoots away from Flores. And when you play like this, you know, you get frustrated if you're a fan. Right now they're 10 games below 500. You saw the pitch behind Pujols following a walk, and now that one scoots away from Flores. He'd love to have that back. It's a wild pitch, and Rasmus winds up at third.
Now, just it's hard for us to see other catchers and kind of stabbing at it when our catchers are so good at blocking balls in the dirt.
Runners scored 7 out of 9 times in this spot.
He's already got 25 RBIs to lead the National League.
Doesn't chase that pitch. Take it in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pujols hitting .329. 7 home runs, 26 RBIs on the year. Runner at third is Colby Rasmus. Outfield is deep for Pujols. And Albert smokes one out to left center field, and this one is out of here. Into the bullpen it goes. And a 2-0 Cardinal lead here in the first, his 8th of the season already. RBIs number 27 and 28. They threw behind him, and in this at bat, he takes him deep.
Well, you've got a pitcher out there, struggle with control. He's behind in the count, and then he's got to throw a strike to Albert, and Albert will make you pay. Just a fastball down and away, and Albert with that great strength gets his arms extended and just a solid line drive out into the bullpen, left center. And this is a very fair ballpark here.
You said it, Al. Down and away, and yet he still yanks that to left center and hits it on a line. I mean, that's not a pitch that most people yank out of the ballpark.
No, but we're not talking about most people when you talk about Albert Pujols.
Walk and a 2-run homer. Here's Duncan. Cardinals, by the way, have been hitting so well from the onset of the season, but against right-handed pitching, Cardinals are hitting .312.
And we've seen almost 50% lefties to right-handers this year.
It's hit out of play.
Cardinals lead in batting average and runs scored, and Albert adds to it. There's the pitch, first pitch, the sequence behind him, and then down and away, and it's a 3-1 count. That will help Mr. Boggs, won't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's again, 3 balls count to Duncan. 3-2. Throwing a lot more off-speed pitches.
And that's inside to Duncan. Second walk in this inning, and already Flores out to visit with Cabrera.
Well, you saw that one. Flores was set up outside, and the ball was down and in.
Is he better suited in the bullpen to try to channel that fastball and maybe, think the best we can get out of him is maybe an inning or two?
Well, if you can't throw strikes, you can't. It's hard to be helpful in any place.
Sure.
Randy St. Clair, he's got a lot of young pitchers in this rotation. And Cabrera's been around for about 5 years, but
Manny active, by the way, Al. I don't know if you saw this. There's Mitchell Boggs, but about a week ago they coughed up a lead, and he said, "We're embarrassed. I apologize to the fans. There will be changes coming." And boy, did he mean it.
They had about 3 changes at that time. They have now kind of on their 3rd go around with who's going to close out ball games. And right now, believe it or not, Cardinal fans, it's Julian Tavares and Kip Wells.
That is telling.
Joe Beimel was their 8th inning guy, and then he got hurt. He was throwing very effectively.
There's Rick Ankiel. Well, knowing that Cabrera struggles finding the strike zone, certainly a game plan here would try to go deeper into counts and take some strikes.
Well, yes and no.
1-0 pitch. Ankiel out to center. Back is Dukes, and he's got it.
And Dan, I just had a long talk with Tony La Russa about kind of that scenario. And he said, even if the guys walk 2 or 3, I want my guys to be so aggressive. Not necessarily the first fastball, but the first pitch that they see in that zone, I want them to attack it. Now, if they pop it up, that's fine. They just had a bad approach. But I don't want them chasing. But if they see the first pitch they see that's in the meat of the plate, I want them to be aggressive and swing hard.
There's Joe Thurston. Off to a good start, hitting an even 300. No home runs, 11 RBIs, and he's at third base once again tonight. A 2-0 Cardinals lead, and Thurston looks at his strike, and let's take a look to Al's keys to the game, brought to you by Toyota.
Well, you're going to have to score runs because this Nats team, the Nationals, can score a lot of runs themselves. Get into their bullpen. They're 0-7. They've had a lot of trouble late in the game. Be aggressive, but selective.
A little English on that ground ball. Guzman over to Nick Johnson. And the Cardinals are through here in the first, but damage done thanks to Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols once again goes deep. Not even through April. He's got 8 home runs. Albert Pujols with the home run to make it 2-0 as we move to the bottom of the first in favor of the Cardinals. A look at the Nationals lineup. Guzman, Johnson, and Zimmerman. Then Dunn, 27 homers against the Cardinals. Dukes, Kearns, Flores, Hernandez, and Cabrera. As you mentioned, that's not a bad lineup.
No, and they just got Guzman back to top the order. He missed about 2 weeks with a hamstring. And switch hitter batting .474 as we look at Boggs, who he is second start. He's 1-0. Good ERA in his defeat against the Cubbies, and he had a relief outing against the Cubs.
This number is brought to you by Marshall Wireless. Mitchell Boggs trying to hold the fort down until Chris Carpenter gets back. Good to see Carpenter on this trip, and He's been working out. I've not seen him throw a baseball, but I have seen him running and stretching and slowly but surely getting better.
Yeah, continue to do the arm exercises, different things, but Guzman, you know, is really starting to pay dividends. Known for hitting triples, particularly when he was with Minnesota.
He has 78 career triples. That's 4th among active players. And a strikeout for Boggs. That's the pitch right there that Dave Duncan said a year ago has to be more consistent and it has to be better.
Now, we saw a touch of it last year when he was in Kansas City, where he had the big high strikeout totals because of that good slider.
Auto Tire defense for St. Louis in the battery tonight. Mitchell Boggs and Jason LaRue. No Yadier Molina tonight after his hitting streak was snapped in Game 3 against the Braves.
He needed a day off, and heck, LaRue's got 5 hits in his 2 starts.
He's hitting over 600. Here's Nick Johnson in the 2nd spot in this lineup. If he can stay healthy, he really changes this lineup. Returned from a broken leg a year ago, and then he tore a tendon in his wrist and only played in 38 games last year for Washington. He is a good hitter.
Yeah, they've only had 8 games here at home, but Nick is batting over 400 in those home games.
He's dealt with the broken leg. He's had a knee issue, the wrist. Just a matter if he can stay healthy. Normally, he'll put up pretty good numbers. LaRue wants it down. Gets it there and blocks it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryan Zimmerman is on deck.
Just see how Mitchell Boggs, the taste of the big leagues last year, you know, maybe it was a little bit in awe of the situation, but this year much better and more prepared, and he feels like he belongs, and he's pitching like it.
What a great opportunity for him here with Carpenter out to go every 5th day, and then Carpenter comes back, knock on wood, everybody's healthy. He makes the impression, and all of a sudden he just goes to the bullpen.
Well, that's right. You know, he maybe becomes a long man in that situation, but you make a good impression, and every time you're out there pitching, you know, you're on display for all the other teams and scouts. But you're right, having Carpenter on the road is a good thing in my mind. Just what he's such a natural leader.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Johnson slices one the other way, and that will drop in front of Duncan. So on a 2-2, goes with the pitch and picks up a single. It's Marquise Grissom, by the way, over there coaching first for the Nationals.
And you and I are one of our favorites.
Yes, he is.
His days with Montreal.
He's a heck of a player. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman hitting .291, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. He has a career best 18-game hitting streak. On the line tonight, that's the longest in the major leagues this season and longest in Nationals history.
Touched on it, how they signed him to a contract extension.
It's a long-term deal through 2013.
Very little time in the minor leagues after being their #1 draft pick out of Virginia. The circle changeup is the grip that he will hold and then will change.
There's a high fly ball. Right center. Rasmus near the wall. Looks up and it's gone. We're tied up. It's 2-2. Ryan Zimmerman extends the hitting streak and picks up his 5th home run. RBIs 15 and 16. It's a 2-2 game.
Well, he said you're going to have to score runs because this team will score runs themselves. And Zimmerman, by far their best hitter. But they've got some company for him. Hanging breaking ball. Just spinning up there, and he hit it out, and it's a high wall over the out-of-town scoreboard. So he earned that one.
And now here is Dunn. Speaking of home runs, he's got 6. With 15 RBIs and a good average so far, hitting .324. Remember, he finished up with Arizona. And essentially, this has become the stopping ground for former Reds players because of Jim Bowden.
He's no longer here, but he has picked up a few good ones, hasn't he?
It's amazing, though. You had Kearns here, Willie Mopena, you had Dunn. Felipe Lopez was here until he was released, and Jim Bowden, of course, resigned amid some controversy.
Adam, 40 home runs and 100 RBIs again last year.
There's a look at Austin Kearns. And Dunn rolls over one and pulls it foul.
Also with Dunn, you get a lot of walks. He's already walked 20 times this year.
Comparison between the two sluggers, Pujols and Dunn. Albert at 326 in that home run department, and Dunn already closing in on 300. He's a young player still.
Yeah, but you look at the difference in the batting average, 248 to 334.
And the fact that both these guys hit for power, but Pujols rarely strikes out. That's something you're always concerned about with Adam Dunn.
Yeah. Adam's gotten better. Albert, you never worry about strikeouts with Albert. Today's power hitters, Albert is really a throwback with 54 strikeouts a year ago, but right around that number.
Good pitch, and Dunn did not pull the trigger, and it's a strikeout. Second in the game, second in the inning for Mitchell Boggs, and it brings in Elijah Dukes, one of Al's favorites.
Well, a young player that maybe have to learn some of the respect of the game.
They traded for him from Tampa Bay and gave up a minor leaguer, as the Rays had seen enough.
Well, there's no doubt he has talent, but comes with some baggage, and maybe he'll mature.
Elijah Dukes out of Homestead, Florida. Exchange for a left-handed pitcher, Glenn Gibson, back in '07. Last season played in 81 games, hit .264, 13 home runs, 44 RBIs, and he stole 13 bags. 6'1", 250 pounds. He is a terrific athlete. Well, there's no doubting that.
He is, and I mean, has to learn to have a little more respect for the game.
Let's flash back to last season. Elijah Dukes, Ryan Franklin on the mound, and Dukes walk-off winner as he looked back to the home plate umpire. Watch this.
Watch what he does. He's mad at the umpire. He pitched previous, and then that wasn't the end of it when it came around to touch home plate.
Trying to get him to chase. 3-2. Duke struck out 79 times in 81 games a year ago. And a 3-2 pitch from Mitchell Boggs. Broke his bat. Bat winds up at short as he pulled it foul. New shortstop. It's a Green. It's not Khalil. It's Tyler. As Brendan Ryan was put on the disabled list because of his hamstring injury from last night. It's not expected that it's serious, but because Khalil is hurt with his wrist, you're short already, so they had to bring up Tyler Green.
Yeah, and it's hard to imagine, a hamstring injury not being at least a week. So you're shorthanded. You bring up former #1 draft pick and Tyler Green, and he had a good spring. Was off to a good start at Memphis. So let's see what he can do.
Former #1 pick in the first round for the Cardinals, and there's the sinker. Good pitch. He strikes out the side, but a single, and then the 2-run homer by Zimmerman. 2-2 after 1. So here's a look at Tyler Green, shortstop that's making his major league debut because of the injuries and the roster move made today. Brendan Ryan placed on the 15-day disabled list with a hamstring injury, not considered serious, and Tyler Green called up. He was a 30th overall pick back in 2005, and this time last year, some people thought you're looking at a guy that's getting lost in the shuffle, but opened up some eyes this spring to Tyler Green. Really played well. He was the starter at AAA Memphis, and so he gets the call up.
Out of Georgia Tech University. I always knew he could play the game defensively, but his bat was slow in coming. But he started showing some good things offensively this spring.
There's the breaking ball and a swing and a miss by Jason LaRue. And that misses on the outside corner. Want to say hello to the Stan Musial Society. It's a group of loyal Cardinal fans who live and work right here in D.C. and follow the Cardinals. I'm sure many of those folks are here tonight. Well, Marty Hendon used to be involved with them. We certainly miss Marty, don't we?
Sure. Marty coming up here. Usually had at least an annual meeting.
I was visiting with some of the Cardinals before the game, and they were talking about Peter Kozma, who was a high draft choice, 18th overall a couple of years ago. Now he has been promoted, part of that reaction to Tyler Green being called up to the big leagues. Everybody moving up a little bit.
So then Peter will go to Springfield.
Correct. So here's a look at Tyler Green. As I mentioned, in spring training, he finally caught the attention of some of the major league coaches. And that is bounced to the screen. He walked 2 in the first, had 2 wild pitches in the first, and gave up a home run to Pujols, and now his 3rd wild pitch of this ballgame. Tyler Green, the 8th place hitter. Mitchell Boggs on deck.
Kind of a rarity to play as long as Tyler has, and especially coming from a college program, and finally figure out the offense.
Green shoots one down the right field line. It's slicing and just foul, not by much. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brian McCann, our producer tonight. Good look at Tommy's head right in the middle.
I have to give him a chia patch.
Al said that, Tom, not me. He didn't hear you apparently.
Oh, well, of course he did. He hears everything. Such a young man.
Here's a 1-1. And that's fouled away. You see that Green chokes up on the bat. We're getting a look at some of these prospects for Jeff Lunau and John Mozeliak out of necessity.
Yeah, I mean, but Cardinals best record in the National League, and we're seeing a lot of contribution from young players. At the very least, get him over to 3rd.
Good block that time by Flores. If you're the commissioner and you see these crowds, you have to be a little concerned. You're in year 2 of this new ballpark that's nearly $700 million in building it. You see Green's numbers.
For some reason, I might not stun you with this, but everything's a little more expensive in Washington.
And that catches the outside corner. And they drew just over 2.3 million last year, and that was the lowest of any of the ballparks, the new ones in the post Camden Yards era in the first season.
I was thinking they were building it in Washington this year, they'd be talking about billions instead of millions.
One of the problems, though, for any of the Cardinal fans that make their way here to Washington is that it's not an easy ballpark to get to. I mean, that's one of the concerns even for the locals. You're competing with the Baltimore Orioles, certainly, but you're also trying to just get physically to the ballpark, and it's not an easy thing to do.
There's a subway system, but as Brian Bartow and Jim Jackson found, you got to know the correct route.
I've done that before.
Highway there, but this parking is a little sparse. And then they're starting to ruin our view of the Capitol building.
This is lined into center. Dukes makes the catch. LaRue back to 2nd. You can visit the official online shop of the Cardinals at STLCardinals.com. You can even pick up a Tom Pagnazzi jersey and browse the largest selection of authentic gear, including caps, t-shirts, jerseys, and more. STLCardinals.com. Shop today.
Big hello to Tom Pagnazzi, who's watching this broadcast. I'll be right at home in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
2 out, center runner at second. Here's Skip Schumacher. Took something off that pitch at 80 miles an hour. Skip out in front. Grounded out to third his first time up.
Now, we are so high, but it really looks like he slows down his motion and telegraphs those off-speed pitches.
I totally agree with you.
This is what our view looks like.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Skip. Cold foul to Dave McKay, who told me, speaking of Tom Pagnozzi, Dave McKay was telling me that he's had 2 runners picked off at first. And he said one time it was Ludwig last year. The other time, Tom Pagnozzi.
Oh, no way. No way. You may not get any FaceTime from the truck for that one.
I'm sure Pags appreciates it because that means he at least was on first. Either with a walk or, maybe it was a wild pitch and a strike 3. You never know.
Come on, Pags. Pags hits some balls hard.
Pags is a good player.
Pags is a good multiple Gold Glove winner.
That's right. One ball and 2 strikes.
And if something happened to one of our 2 catchers, we'd see Pags' nephew up here.
That's right. He kind of took that step ahead almost of Brian Anderson.
He did in the mind of the coaches, Antonio Russo.
They really liked how he called and received the game
because of his defensive ability. You're a backup catcher. It's first and foremost is calling the game and your ability to throw.
There's a 1-2. Schumacher hits it fair up the first base line to Nick Johnson. Cardinals will strand their second runner of the night. Midway through 2, and we're tied up at 2. Bottom of the second, and it's 2-2. Washington has out-hit the Cardinals 2-1. Well, we had a chance to visit with Mitchell Boggs and ask him about pitching in a new ballpark, like right here in Washington. We'll hear from Mitchell momentarily. This is Austin Kearns, a right fielder. Popped up. Is there a play? Pujols is over, and he's got it. So Mitchell, what's it like pitching at this ballpark, Nationals Park?
You try to focus on home plate. That's about all you can do. I've never been there. I don't really know what to expect. I've seen it on TV a couple of times, but once I get out on the mound, I'm sure everything will be fine. And just focus on the mitt and try to do my job.
So Cleo Green, that playing his first major league game, I said the stadium's just a little bigger, and you'll probably have a smaller crowd than you had at Memphis.
And then you saw here. You thought, oh, wait a minute. I'm down on the crowds here. I'd like to see this place packed.
Well, and so would management.
Ooh, just past Tyler Green.
Flores, one of those pretty good Rule 5 pickups.
Brings in Anderson Hernandez.
Tyler Green position and going to his left, trying to snare the line drive.
I think you would agree, though. I mean, you're in the second year of a new ballpark. You'd love to see it
sure
a little bit more crowded, but again, if you win, people will come out.
It's the best promotion.
Schumacher out there. Nice turn by Green at second base. Anderson Hernandez, the second baseman, is safe, and there's 2 away. Again, they lost 102 games last year.
Well, Dan, I mean, baseball has failed in the nation's capital in the past, and many people warned against it again. And some people believe that if you're going to have a team here, you needed to move it out to the northern Virginia suburbs. But I think part of it was to appease Congress by putting a team in the nation's capital.
It's a gorgeous ballpark. And you just hope that the folks will come out and they start to win. Two balls and no strikes.
We definitely want to throw strikes to Cabrera, who is in his career is 0 for 20 with 18 strikeouts.
And backing off the plate with every pitch.
He's 6'9" and 260, but he doesn't look like he wants any part of swinging the bat, does he?
We're standing in there. Got a piece that time. 2-2.
He did swing. Moral victory. Oh for 6 this year with 4 strikeouts and 0 for 20 with 18 strikeouts in his career.
That's upstairs, a little bit inside. Don't think for a second Mitchell Boggs doesn't know that.
Well, but if he knows that, you better not walk him.
Struck out 3 in the first inning and gets his 4th in the game. 2-2 after 2. Pujols is due up second. 2-2 as we move to the top of the third. Get St. Louis's 2 favorite destinations for one great price. With the Cardinals Six Flags double play combo, for just $50, you'll get a ticket to a 2009 Cardinals game and an adult ticket to Six Flags St. Louis. Get your double play combo today at stlcardinals.com. This is a 4-game series here in Washington, 3 of the 4 on Fox Sports Midwest. Colby Rasmus, Albert Pujols, and Chris Duncan. Rasmus scored on the 2-run homer by Pujols in the first. And Colby hits it a ton. Right center. Just got underneath it just a bit. Elijah Dukes is there. Take it back to the first inning. Down and away, and he yanked it into the bullpen. This is Albert Pujols' 8th home run.
3-2 pitch, and just a laser right off the bullpen wall. About 390 plus feet.
It's interesting. Here you are in the third inning, 2-2 game, and the catcher goes out to visit with the pitcher to talk, I'm sure, specifically about Albert Pujols.
Well, I think he's going to say, do not throw one behind his back like you did at the first pitch.
That's number 1.
And the next is, why don't you just throw it down and away, off the plate. And here Albert swings at that little breaking ball. You see what I'm saying now? He really slows up his motion.
That's a look at the Firestone leaderboard at the top of your screen. Albert Pujols 3rd best in the National League, behind Dunn and Ramirez with 17 walks. Everything outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's one of the few things you can find on the National League leaderboard that he's not leading.
He's had a great first month, just like he did in 2006.
And home runs, RBIs, runs scored.
Three and 1 on Albert Pujols. Cabrera right now wants no piece of Pujols. And he walked him. That's already 4 walks issued by the big right-hander.
And he walks 3 or less, he's about a 500 pitcher. When he walks 4 or more, he drops down to winning about a third of his games.
In steps Duncan. Chris Duncan walked his first time up. Average at .299, couple of home runs and 14 driven in. With this outfield platoon that's been going on, one guy that's been playing consistently has been Duncan.
Well, he had that, that big hitting streak, 13 games to start the season. He had game-winning RBIs in both wins in Atlanta. Look at Albert.
That is Albert Pujols' 4th stolen base, and he gets it standing up. 4 already for Pujols.
4 for 4 in steals. Remember, he had 3 steals in consecutive games. Well, look at this. Look at the lead he gets there.
How about the jump?
Well, you know, it's kind of like the old rule of thumb. If you get somebody that's, you know, high, towering 6'5", 6'6", they're real slow to the plate. But I think that was carrying it to a little bit. That was beyond what I was talking about.
Never even looked at Pujols.
No, and he just sat there, and Albert left too soon, and he didn't do anything about it.
2-1 the count on Duncan.
Albert won the game, first game in the Atlanta series, by stealing the bag late and then coming home with a victory.
Duncan pops it up into shallow left. Guzman going out and makes the catch. Pujols back to second. It's up to Rick Ankiel. Cardinal fans, when it comes to tickets, you deserve Major League service, so go online to StubHub. It's the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the St. Louis Cardinals and the only site with Fan Protect guarantee. Rick Ankiel fly to center first time up.
Flores another visit out there. First base open. Rick has power and probably saying, you know, we're not sure about Thurston, or he'll keep, you know, maybe a doubles at best, but Rick can hit your mistake out.
Mention how this ballpark, it plays fair. It is 402 to straightaway center. 336 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, and in right center, see the wall gets a little bit higher.
Get it over the out-of-town scoreboard.
Here's a 1-0. Up the middle, off the mound, and Keel has to hurry, and Pujols will stay put at third.
From our vantage point, Dan, I think it hit off his bare hand, but probably took an out away. Be an infield single as he deflects it, and they'll go out to check on him. But I think that Guzman gobbles that ball up and throws that Ankiel, but when he deflected away, Hernandez, the second baseman, had to come in and had no play. Off-speed pitch again, and it comes back there, puts out his bare hand, and otherwise Guzman throws him out. Because the off-speed, you see Ankiel doesn't get out of the box quickly either.
So the Nationals will not be charged a visit here with the injury possibly to Cabrera. First and third now with 2 outs. And he says he's fine. So base hit for Rick Ankiel. He's 1 for 2, and it brings in Thurston. Take a look at the pitch count for Cabrera. 52 already, and 27 balls, 25 strikes.
So he allowed 2 hits, but he's walked 4. Jim Riggleman is on Manny Acta's coaching staff.
Thurston pops it up on the first pitch. Shallow left. Adam Dunn has it and puts it away. Cardinals have stranded 4. Top of the lineup coming up for the Nationals. Look at the Kennedy Center. And Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By Aflac, we've got you under our wing. And by the Casino Queen, home of the loosest slots.
Well, they could get Joe Thurston on American Idol, but I've got him performing at Kennedy Center Saturday night.
Knocked down by Boggs. I'm going to explain to folks what you're talking about. They're just tuning in.
Well, Joe Thurston writes music and fancies himself as a pretty good singer. When he's with the Dodgers, his teammates tried to get him on American Idol.
Well, he has taught himself how to play the piano. I don't know if you knew that. I was visiting with Joe, and he is musically inclined and gifted.
Yeah, no,
and,
I mean, serious. And I've got him at the Kennedy Center performing after the game Saturday night. Want to stick around and listen?
Oh, I'd love to, but We've got to head back to St. Louis. We'll be reviewing game tape, Al, of our telecast. And I'm sure you'll put on a good show with Joe.
I could have spun that because you were the one saying we ought to sing before the game.
Not at the Kennedy Center.
I nixed it, period, for me.
Well, you were telling me about how you would put your girls to sleep and then how you'd get them up.
No, I told
start
them,
singing to them.
Yeah, in the morning I'd
drive them crazy.
Sing to Nikki and Tiffany, and they'd start screaming, "Please, I'll get up, shut up."
3-1 to count. First of 4 here in Washington, and then a brief 4-game homestand for the Cardinals in which they'll see 2 teams. The unbalanced schedule, that's what you get. Schumacher knocks it down, has a play, and he makes it.
Might have paid for that a little bit because I don't think he got any glove on that. I think it just hit him in the midsection. But that's the kind of player he is. He'll take one for the team as he goes out and dives, and it hits him right in the ribs. But scrambles to his feet and he throws the man out. You'd sure like that effort if you're pitching, don't you?
Sure do. Schumacher comes up with a play, and now it's Zimmerman. That's the one thing with second base. If you knock it down and it's hard hit, you do have time to recover.
Well, you know, we see so many of today's infielders that play balls to the side that if it takes a bad hop, you know, it goes into the outfield for a base hit and it doesn't hit off the trunk of the body. But old school, you squared up to it. That wasn't obviously a typical play, but square up to it. If it takes a bad hop, it hits you in the chest, falls right to your feet, you pick it up and you throw a man out.
Cardinals have 2 at the Phillies upcoming, Monday and Tuesday, and then Pittsburgh Wednesday and Thursday. We're back out on the road.
Probably get to see Cole Hamels on Monday.
Ryan Howard, of course, coming through, the world champion Phillies. Of course, we're sad we'll no longer have the chance to visit with Harry Kalas.
Yeah.
Was here in Washington, in which he passed away. Good breaking ball that time, and Boggs gets a strikeout, his 5th, and Zimmerman is 1 for 2 with that 2-run homer. 2-2 after 3. First pitch was swung on and missed by Jason LaRue at Nationals Park in Washington. It's a 2-2 game.
And one of the things it's hard to believe that Jason LaRue is the only Cardinal position player over the age 30.
LaRue on a hop to second, broke his bat, and there's one away. And it brings in Tyler Green for the 2nd time tonight. Tyler making his major league debut this evening at short, and he struck out his first time up. Lou Brock Replica Statue Day is coming up Sunday, May 17th. The Brewers will be in town. First 25,000 fans ages 16 and over get that replica statue. They say that is one of the best that they've had in recent memory.
Yeah. Look forward to that. Giveaways.
Tyler Green to Zimmerman, who is playing in. 2 outs.
Giveaways now. The marketing department does such a great job, and those things are not some little token that you throw away, but they're collector's items.
And we want to remind folks that next week, when the Phillies are in town, good seats available for that 2-game series to see the world champions.
I'm sure all 4 games, and it's a real quick 4-game series. 3 night games and a day game on Thursday afternoon.
And then we start seeing the Central Division at the end of that homestand, and then continue with that with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
And then the Cardinals have an off day. What's that?
Cardinals only have 4 or 5 off days before the All-Star break. Not many at all. 0-2 on Boggs. And that's a called 3rd strike. So quick inning for Daniel Cabrera. Midway through 4. 2-2. Two-two game as we move to the bottom of the 4th here in Washington. And And don't forget about Big 12 Showcase. This week on the Showcase, you'll get an update on the Big 12 baseball and softball races. That includes the Missouri softball team, which is currently in second place. Big 12 Showcase airs tomorrow at 2:30 on Fox Sports Midwest.
By a nose, Abe Lincoln.
That's his 5th win. This date in baseball history brought to you by Schnucks. Big Mac and Edmonds hit home runs to finish the month of April with 55, which tied the National League record.
Albert hit his 8th home run today, and that's the 23rd for the Cardinals this month. So 55, probably had another week of playing that year.
Do you know who all those presidents were, Al?
Yeah.
Abe Lincoln,
Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington,
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
That's it. There's 4 of them. You got them. This is Adam Dunn.
There's also Screech, the American Eagle, bald eagle. He was there with, at the finish line. At the finish line. I do like the race.
And Dunn draws a leadoff walk from Boggs. Do you ever think we're going to see McGuire come to spring training or become a coach?
No,
at some point, if he does, I'll have to address questions that want to be asked.
I would hope that I think he'd have a lot of knowledge that he could impart. He really likes working with young kids.
This is Dukes.
Screech went on a diet this year. You notice that?
Much taller, thinner, and a little growth spurt in the offseason. And out to visit, it's LaRue. So following that leadoff walk, he goes to 1-0 on Elijah Dukes. Dukes struck out back in the first. 5 strikeouts for Mitchell Boggs tonight. Outfield is straight away. Well, McGuire has worked with Chris Duncan and Skip Schumacher of the Cardinals, Shelley Duncan, Dave's other son. Matt Holliday has worked out with him as well. One ball, one strike. A lot of talk that Matt Holliday would wind up in St. Louis this offseason. That did not happen. Gotten off to a slow start.
Well, it's odd that he went to Oakland. And many people, I don't think, expect him to be there next year.
Free agent to be.
Right.
Jim Bowden resigned just 2 days after he said that we'll go as far as the young guys can take us. Then he said I was a distraction to this franchise. And Jim Bowden was no longer the GM here in Washington. There's a ground ball. Green to Schumacher, and that's all they're going to get.
Wasn't hit hard enough, and by the time Green fields it in front of the second base bag and flipped behind, Schumacher had no other play. No slider, right back up the middle. So he fields it up there, flips it back to Schumacher. By the time he got the ball, there was really no play for him.
Jim Bowden.
Parting shot there, right?
Well, in the midst of a federal investigation into a possible bonus skimming scandal. That's not what you need. There's Kearns.
I remember after he said they go as far as young players, he kind of made a comment something like, well, I wish the Washington Nationals good luck in their world championship endeavors.
That scandal forced the shutdown of the team's Dominican Academy. And when he was here, their winning percentage was .439.
Yeah, Jose Rio was involved with that. We just hope that, investigate, but you hope none of those guys were a party to it.
Now they have a GM in Mike Rizzo.
I met Mike Rizzo today.
He was with the Diamondbacks, and a lot of people point to him as being the guy that was able to really get that farm system going.
Right. Stan Kasten, the president here of the Nationals introduced me to Mike Rizzo. Seemed like I was very impressed with him, with a long-time scouting background, and his father was a long-time scout.
And people may be saying, wait a minute, Stan Kasten, I thought he was with the Braves. That's right, that's the Stan Kasten. He was watching over those 14 straight division titles, which was defined, of course, by their great pitching, as we talked about the last 3 nights. And that's something that they would like to do here. And now Dukes is picked off, but Pujols dropped the ball, throw to second, and they still got it.
Boy, Alba dropped it, but he fired a seed to Tyler Green, and Green was right there to catch it as Dukes leaves too soon and picks him off, leaves too soon. Now watch out where he drops it, but he gets it, and then he fires the ball, and Green was there to catch it and apply the tag. Good play.
Now last year Washington had their first-round pick, a familiar name as well, a right-hander, Aaron Crow. He pitched at Mizzou, and they did not sign him. And this year they hold the #1 pick, and anybody that has been around scouting, whether high school or college players, the consensus #1 is a kid named Steven Strasburg, who is at San Diego State. He's actually playing and pitching for Tony Gwynn.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a scout that said to me the other day that he's the best prospect he's ever seen, ever.
I've read a lot of glowing reports on him, and you told me what that scout said.
There's another walk, and that's 2 in the inning.
So if he is drafted by the Nationals do not lose their pick from a year ago. It was the 10th pick, and they get also the #1 pick this year and the 10th pick to make up for compensation of losing their pick Crow last year.
Bud Light T-shirt night, May 15th. Brewers in town. Head to STLCardinals.com for more. Now he has represented the pitcher from San Diego State by Scott Boras, and some have said, and I know you've heard this too, that Boras may ask for 40 or 50 million for this particular pitcher because they feel that he'll be able to all of a sudden make it to the big leagues right away.
Well, Dan, I know that's what you asked Fox Sports too, for that much.
I'm not represented by Scott Boras, and I know what you're making.
You can ask for it, but there's no way that is going to be granted. And just think, even if you gave him half that, the kid has never thrown one pitch in pro ball. It would have to be almost like a major league contract, and a lot of clubs are leery to do that, to start somebody at this level. But you'd have to get a return on your money, and you'd be public enemy #1 in your clubhouse.
But look at this stadium, and you didn't have the #1 pick last year. You see the pitch count at 60. You've got to have something that these fans can look at and say, all right, this organization is doing something and going in the right direction. If he truly is that #1 pick that people expect him to be. There's a strikeout for Boggs. 6 on the night. Pujols is due up third when we come back. Well, let's take a look at our Aflac trivia question tonight. Who is the all-time home run leader for the Nationals Expos franchise?
Still playing.
It's not Andre Dawson then. Vladimir Guerrero in 8 seasons hit 234 home runs.
Andre Dawson, the Hawk, was #2, and Gary Carter #3.
It's Frank Howard's statue.
He played for the Washington Senators. You ever see Frank Howard in street clothes or up close?
Just knew he was huge. Some of the highlights that you'd see.
A gentle giant. They said, don't ever make him mad.
I know you miss going to Montreal. That's a fair ball. Inside that first base line, and Schumacher's on his way to second with a leadoff double.
It's a 11-game hitting streak for Schumacher.
Yeah, the Montreal franchise, the strike in '94, just never ever was able to come back.
Yeah. Missing location, down and in. Just hits it right inside the first base bag. And he gets himself in scoring position.
They were close to winning the World Series. They had all that talent.
Oh, they had a very, very good farm system. A lot of talent went through that. And at one time, they were a good drawing franchise.
Early 80s, they were one of the best, if not the best.
I think the one year they did lead the National League in attendance.
And here's Colby Rasmus. Fly to deep center. First, second, third time through, and this is the third time through for the Cardinals. And the opponent's hitting .353 this third time through. .382 career home runs for Frank Howard. Rasmus threw his legs.
That's what I thought.
And Schumacher winds up at third.
Is that the 5th wild pitch tonight?
That's number 5.
Pretty hard to win that way, isn't it? Right between his legs. And the 5th wild pitch puts him from second base to third base. Rasmus was on base for 2 wild pitches. After he walked, he wild pitched to second and wild pitched to third. Now, Dan, you want to lead the league in something, you can do it all by yourself in wild pitches.
He's on his way. He has walked 4 tonight.
Well, and he had 3 wild pitches coming in, so he's up to 8.
Let's see if Rasmus can make him pay as the infield is drawn in, outfield is deep. That's inside. You're asking for trouble here if you walk Rasmus and then bring Pujols up with first and third and nobody out.
You have to assume that Colby's going to get a pretty fat pitch right now. That's what Tony's saying. Be aggressive.
He was not happy with JoJo Reyes' start with Atlanta the other night. How the Cardinals were not aggressive early in counts. Rasmus lines it into left center field. Dukes makes the catch. Schumacher tags, and the Cardinals are back on top. RBI for Colby Rasmus, his 4th, as Schumacher scores the run to make it 3-2.
Go up there, you're in the hitter's count, be aggressive, and hit the ball well enough to get the sacrifice fly. Fastball up out over the plate, that's going to produce a ball in the air.
Pujols with a 2-run homer back in the first. He walked in the third, stole a base, his 4th steal of the season. If you're just joining us, in the first at bat, the first pitch went behind Pujols, and then eventually he yanked one into the bullpen. There's a breaking ball and a strike on the outside corner. That's how he started him out in the previous at bat, with that curveball there in the black.
Now we got Albert to swing at a pitch. After that, there's nothing in the strike zone.
2 strikes now on Pujols. You think of these great hitters, and you don't want to give them anything to hit, but you try to put it on the black or just outside of it. Will they chase? And more times than not, Pujols doesn't do that.
Then you get ahead in the count, and you think you're going to blow them away.
These major leaguers are so good at staying disciplined, especially the guys in Pujols' league. Which are not many.
Yeah, I mean, Albert. It's not going to really chase one of those pitches.
2-2. Let's see what they want to come with here. Everything has been outside.
They want the changeup and fastball.
Pujols, shallow right center. Elijah Dukes is there. And there's 2 outs.
Pretty good pitch right there.
That's the thing. If you go in on Pujols, you have to go all the way in. You can't make that mistake. And if you have a guy that lacks control like Daniel Cabrera, if you're that catcher, you set up a foot outside and over accentuate the point to leave it out.
Sure. And Albert really kind of expanded his zone a little bit and reaching for a pretty good pitcher's pitch.
Inside to Duncan for ball one. Chris Duncan tonight has walked, and he's also popped out to short. I know you had a chance to visit with Stan Kasten before the game.
Yeah, new Stan.
There's a line drive base hit into center.
Stan was with Atlanta. He not only was president of the Braves, he was also president of the Hawks in the NBA.
How do you think they're approaching this #1 draft choice? I mean, they hear what we're hearing, that he's going to ask for ridiculous money.
Well, Stan told me, and we talked a little bit about it, and he said, if he's one of the top 5 picks, he's going to be under consideration, but they're not going to succumb to those demands. And they also felt that, if it turned out to a situation where they drafted him or anyone and they couldn't come to financial terms, they weren't worried about taking the compensation for next year in that same spot again.
At some point, though, don't you worry a little bit about the perception and what it says to your fan base? I mean, that's got to be part of the equation.
It definitely does. It definitely does, Dan. And I think by the same token, you don't want to be held hostage and just do a ridiculous amount because they got more needs than just one player. But when you have those #1 draft picks, you got to sign them. But I was not aware that they got the compensation the next year in the draft at the same position. The player, like last year, Crow was the 10th pick in the first round, so they'll get the #1 pick because they had the worst record in baseball, and then they also get the 10th pick in this year's draft as compensation for not signing their #1 a year ago.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Rick Ankiel. Ankiel now has worked it even 2-2. Now here's a question for you. You got a guy that throws 95 to 98 miles an hour, but he can't locate his off-speed stuff, and right now Rick has been struggling with that off-speed. So what do you do here with 2-2?
We saw last night when pitchers threw change-ups and got ahead in the count, and then they had to go to a fastball, and he was ready to pull the trigger.
Right there is a good example of how he slows up his motion, and you can pick up that it's not the fastball.
And there it's like a changeup or an off-speed pitch, and it's up. It's easy to make that adjustment. You talk about a hanger. You can hit those pitches. You get that ball down, and he'll swing over the top of it and be out in front. Fastball in. He doesn't have any command. How can you paint the corner inside? And you're not going to be throwing a strike. And you're throwing it at his kneecaps.
3-2. Ankiel 1 for 2 on the night.
Rick has to be looking fastball. And as shook off 2 fastballs, he's going to get the changeup, but can he throw it for a strike?
Duncan off with a pitch, and now he's back to first after Cabrera stepped off the rubber.
Nick Johnson, first baseman, playing behind Duncan. And he wants to change it. Now he wants the curveball.
Just got a piece to stay alive. But even there, Al, you could see how he's slowing up his motion to the plate.
Right, and and a pitcher does that. You telegraph it. All of a sudden, it's not the same fluid motion or jumping kind of at the hitter. So all of a sudden, it's something off speed.
It's one of the things that they really worked with Chris Perez about. Arm slot of his different pitches because the hitter could pick it up.
Curveball.
And a good at bat here by Rick Ankiel.
Well, and then he makes one that he doesn't even give himself a chance to get a hitter to swing at.
So he has walked 5. Chance here for Thurston. Cardinal fans, Saturday, May 16th, 25,000 fans, ages 16 and up, receive a Cardinals baseball cap to wear all season long. It's courtesy of U.S. Cellular. And you can get your tickets today by calling 345-9581 or visit STLCardinals.com.
Every pitching coach looks at Cabrera and they look at his raw stuff and said, I'm the one that's going to help him. He'll get chances, but he'll drive a pitching coach crazy too.
Thurston takes a pitch down in the dirt. Check swing did not go.
A little slider, but as a hitter, you go up there and you try to, say if the guy can't throw strikes with his off-speed pitch, all the more reason just to look for the fastball until you get 2 strikes.
Jason LaRue on deck. The Cardinals have regained the lead on a sac fly RBI by Colby Rasmus. 1 ball, 1 strike. One thing that Thurston has done very well is play defense at third base, and that's not his normal position.
I was saying that Jim Riggleman is the bench coach for Manny Acton. He was with LA when Thurston was coming through, and he was telling me how much the Dodgers liked Thurston. Just had some other veteran guys there. They really didn't get that good chance. But he's getting with the Cardinals and making the most of it. Telegraphed the breaking ball again.
Sure did. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 for 6 in this spot with 3 RBIs and a couple of walks. Thurston in that first week was picking up all the doubles, and the ball was just jumping off his bat.
Well, he led the International League in hits last year. And that's a tough pitchers league, and hit .316.
The 2-1. Thurston fouled away. Activity now for the Nationals.
Kinsey, who they just acquired yesterday from Florida.
Logan Kinsey.
Well, here you're in the 5th inning and you got to go to your bullpen. You got your defense all back on their heels with all the walks and high pitch counts.
2-2. Thurston breaks his bat. Johnson is there. And he flips to Cabrera. May have been able to take that himself. Cardinals strand 2, but they regain the lead. It's 3-2. Let's take a look at our Bud Light What's on Tap. Bud Light, the difference is drinkability. Todd Wellemeyer and Jordan Zimmerman tomorrow. And we're on the air at 5:30 from our nation's capital here in Washington, D.C. It'll be Todd's 5th start of the season. Last outing against Chicago did not fare well. He had 6 runs in 5 innings of work and a 10-3 loss. Be nice to see him get back on track.
Well, what is it? The Cardinals starters are 13-2, and he has both those losses.
Here's Hernandez showing bunt and takes a strike. Your thoughts on Mitchell Bach so far?
I was just going to say that, Dan. That's the time we give him some credit. 4 innings. He did give up the 2-run home run in the first inning. He struck out 6. Did walk 2 men last inning. You want to not do that, but once again, he's pitching in a very close game and extremely competitive.
And how many times have we heard about these guys that go up and down in their career, especially early on, like Boggs is doing now, and Wainwright did for a little bit, and all of a sudden they say something clicks. But, I got my confidence now, and I feel I can do it.
Well, a lot of it just has a factor that all of a sudden they realize that, hey, they put the pants on the same way as the big leaguers do. That they are welcome in that clubhouse, and so start acting like you're a big leaguer. And it's just, a lot of it is just a flip switch in the mind, just saying, I now belong. And that's why it's important to give guys, reward them for a good minor league season, promote them at the end of the season, September, bring them to spring training, let them see how the major leaguers act. Like Brett Wallace. He doesn't need to play in too many games, get a little exposure, but just see how the major leaguers act and get to know those guys, let them get to know you, so when you do get called up, it's not a foreign territory.
2-2, swung on and missed. A foul tip held on to by LaRue. That's now 7 strikeouts from Mitchell Boggs.
And Cabrera is going to hit, so once again, you come into a situation, you get the 8th place man out. Now you've got a pitcher that still looking for his first major league hit, and it's almost impossible for him to make contact. Worth repeating, 0 for 21 with 19 strikeouts in his career.
In the back of Tony La Russa's mind, I'm sure, is about something about the overworking of Ryan Franklin in this season, trying to make sure that they keep him fresh. As you see the pitch count. Ooh, he almost got him. He did. Yeah, that nicked his jersey. Well, that's the last thing that Mitchell Boggs wanted to do. So he hits Cabrera, and it brings in Guzman. But last night, Al, was the first time that this season Franklin picked up a save with over 1 inning of work. He pitched an inning in the third. And, you know, Tony has talked to both of us about making sure they space him out and only try to have him go that 1 inning.
You can kind of see by the graphic when he pitches more than 1 inning. In his second inning, he struggles a bit. And the home runs allowed is kind of alarming, and the walks. But when you keep him with rest and he pitches just the 1 inning, he was bit, you know, go back to last year when he led the club in saves. Go back to this year, 7 for 7. You know, he'll get the job done. But they want to make sure that, and it was surprising that he pitched him to 4 outs last night after we talked about it, and he basically told me, no, we aren't going to do that. Particularly, you know, with so many games left before an off day.
And that's why I think this might be a concern for Tony tonight. It wasn't a lot of pitches, but still
12 pitches, so that
exactly.
helps. Yeah.
0-2 is the count. And that's in the dirt, but LaRue keeps it in front.
Well, don't worry about it because Cabrera's not going anyplace. This is the first time he's ever gotten on base, and there's a pretty good idea when he tries to pass off his helmet. Well, I saw Bob Walk go to the plate without a helmet. But it would have been a little stranger if he kept the bat at first base.
It's slapped foul. Now you would assume McClellan would be available for tonight after the off day for him yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, because he only threw 12 pitches, and sort of Dave Duncan's philosophy is well, during batting practice, those guys will play catch. They'll kind of report to me to see if there's any extra stiffness or whether they're available tonight. And I'm sure Franklin told me he is. But, you know, there are going to be times where McClellan's going to get save opportunities. Maybe because you have a couple tough left-handers come up, you get, you know, Reyes will get the shot. And, you know, there are going to be the times when Perez and Mott will get those shots. But it's more important for their development to be pitching where they have been, like 6th and 7th inning.
And all he heard in spring training was about Perez and Mott. And quietly, the guy that now is turned into the closer is Franklin. Out there, tough to turn to with the speed of Christian Guzman. But isn't that something? The guy that was probably the most quiet through the entire process is Franklin. And he's the guy now that's been perfect.
Well, I am sure that there were conversations between Duncan and Tony to Franklin that said, hey, don't worry about what you hear or what you read or anything like that. You just be ready because you're going to get a lot of shots at closing too.
Ryan Fuentes, a lot of talk about him in the offseason, bringing him in. Cardinals made him an offer. That didn't work out. The fallback plan was the 2 young guys and maybe Franklin. And here it is, Franklin.
Well, Fuentes made so much sense because you needed left-handed help and then to be an established closer on top of it.
Here's Nick Johnson. By the way, John Mozeliak will serve as the honorary chair. It's the upcoming 11th annual American Parkinson Disease Association Golf Classic St. Louis chapter. And John wanted to make sure that folks knew that he'll be a part of that. He'll be speaking at it, donating his time. And the number to call to find out about tickets, 362-3299. Area code 314-362-3299 at Lake Forest Country Club in St. Louis on Monday, May 18th. Great cause, and John has put his name and his time behind that. That's a strike at the knees. Nick Johnson 1 for 2. A single, run scored. He's also grounded out to second. No Yadier Molina, so let's see if they want to be aggressive. There's a base hit into left in front of Duncan. And Guzman will take the wide turn around second base. He'll stop there. So 2 outs at first and second.
You know, Guzman, we talk about how he hits a lot of triples, but coming off the disabled list with a hamstring pull, probably a little bit conservative with him and not trying to push him and stealing bases. And with 2 outs, you don't want to run into an out with Zimmerman coming up.
They had a ton of injuries last year. Even Zimmerman missed time with a torn labrum. Felipe Lopez was hurt at one point, then released, picked up by the Cardinals. Elijah Dukes had 3 stints on the DL. Dimitri Young, only 50 games remaining active because of diabetes. Nick Johnson returned from that broken leg and then had a tendon issue in his wrist. They had 5'8" Ronnie Belliard playing first for a while.
Remind me about Belliard because I was standing with Tony La Russa when Belliard was, took his final batting practice and then ran the bases, and what Tony had to say about it. It was interesting.
Let's hear it right now.
There's 2 outs. Zimmerman's up.
Okay, all right, I'll wait. You've got me in suspense. I want to hear about it.
And it's very favorable,
Zimmerman crushes this one to the opposite field. To the track, to the wall, and it's caught by Colby Rasmus. And Boggs is saying, thank you. 3-2 Cardinals after 5. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by McDonald's. Order a Big Mac extra value meal at McDonald's. By Jeep, employee pricing plus ends April 30th. And by AT&T, switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. There's Jason LaRue. Couple of hops to short. Christian Guzman. One away.
Back to Ronnie Belliard as Tony looked out and he goes, when a guy's a hero in a postseason game, he said, I just, that's the only memory is that play he made in shallow right field.
San Diego.
Second base in San Diego, and he goes, that's the first game of that series. What if he doesn't make that spectacular play? Because that just kind of propelled the Cardinals into postseason with that one play.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that was when Jim Edmonds started handing out the game ball.
Yeah.
There's
right.
A little floater that's caught by the second baseman Hernandez. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Tyler Green in his major league debut is now 0-for-3. And it brings in Mitchell Boggs.
Spurs had a couple efficient innings, and they both started with a 7, 8, and 9. Did so in the 4th inning with a 1-2-3, and he's got the first 2 guys here in the 6th. Activity, a righty and a lefty warming up in the Nationals bullpen, or stirring in the Cardinals pen, but nobody yet is throwing.
How about Boggs's reaction to that long fly ball out off the bat of Zimmerman as he hit the deck and kind of paused, took a deep breath. All right, I'm through that. Move on, turn the page. You talked about it, Al, but the youth in this lineup tonight. Boggs and Green. Keel, Duncan, Pujols is 29. Rasmus, a young player. Skip Schumacher.
Like I said, Jason LaRue, the only position player on the Cardinals over the age of 30.
The reaction for Mitchell Boggs.
Hey, take a breath.
And Mitchell Boggs hits a fly ball into shallow right center field and put away there by Elijah Dukes. Cardinals lead it by a run midway through 6. Infinity game recap. We're in Washington, D.C., home to the Nationals. Game 1 of this 4-game series on Fox Sports Midwest. Albert Pujols, first time up, made it 2-0 with 1 swing of the bat. Ryan Zimmerman would answer. 2-run homer of his own. Then Mitchell Boggs is settled in. Seen that good breaking ball a few times, and Boggs has struck out 7 so far.
79 pitches to this part through 5 innings. walked a couple. He's got 7 strikeouts. He's only allowed 4 hits.
And here is Adam Dunn. Tremendous power, 6 home runs already this year. The only big leaguer to reach the 40 home run plateau each of the last 5 seasons. At 40 last year, 40 in 07, 06, and 05. At 46 back in 2004.
He might have a real big year for it. I mean, it's saying something when you can see a guy hit 40 home runs all the time, but this might be a good lineup for him.
I don't know if he'll get to 40 home runs, and I say that just because he's playing half his games here instead of in Cincinnati.
He's big enough when usually when he hits one, it doesn't matter where it's at, you know.
When he hits them, they're gone. Two balls and 1 strike. The second baseman, Schumacher, in a familiar spot.
Kind of remind you of Belliar, what we were talking about.
Skip's got to feel at home. He's in the outfield. He is so deep.
Well, he likes the outfield. He's not boycotting the infield tonight. He's just a softball game. They play the middle outfielder or something.
And that's a broken bat pulled foul. I can't remember, though, even with the Cardinals, with all the positioning that they use, the different positioning that they have with the books that they keep, I don't remember a second baseman playing that deep. Do you?
I do not. But he's kind of inching his way back into familiar territory.
Three and 2 is the count.
I don't blame him.
I don't
know.
With
his throwing arm, it doesn't matter. He can throw him out.
And a strikeout of Dunn. That's 8 tonight for Mitchell Boggs. Let's go pitch by pitch. Boggs to Dunn. Brought to you by Chevrolet.
Tremendous power. He's also got holes in his swing. And so you got to move it around. Good breaking ball right there. And he missed with a fastball outside. We see that running action down the way. And there is the one that's a little bit more of the plate, but back away, and he gets him to swing through it.
Compare Mitchell Boggs out to last year, and I guess that pitch is a big part of it.
Yes.
To what you're seeing tonight.
Well, I just need some confidence. You know, there were times last year that he looked a little bit timid and a little bit, you know, like I'm out there, I can't believe it, and I hate to use the word afraid, but just not confident. And you see now that he's so much more confident, knows he belongs right here. The breaking ball was so much more consistent. Now remember, now he did lead Pacific Coast League in ERA a year ago, so you know, he had talent, but he just was a little intimidated by the major league scene.
It's pulled. No balls and 2 strikes.
And really, that is, you know, a very normal pattern. You know, the first time you come up here, you aren't quite sure you belong. You give hitters way too much credit. You know, the more time you spend at the major league level, the more you think you belong, and you start acting like a big leaguer. And he is now. He acts like a big league pitcher.
Elijah Dukes is 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice and then was picked off by Mitchell Boggs. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dukes. Came in 5 for his last 16. And there's a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9 for Mitchell Boggs tonight.
New career high, and you know, he had 6 last year in a game. That was a game against Kansas City we've referenced.
If you're Tony La Russa, Dave Duncan, John Mozeliak, you're watching this and thinking, where a lot of people are saying, well, maybe you have to go outside the organization to get you that bridge to gap this time until Carpenter's next start. This gives you some confidence with the guy on the mound right now.
What also gives you confidence is when you listen to him talk, where before this start, he said, hey, I've got to do it again, and then I've got to repeat it after that, not getting ahead of himself.
He hits Austin Kearns. That's the second man he's hit. He's also walked 2. Trying to go inside, and now the tying run is on. La Russa not happy one bit with that reaction.
Well, the ball just getting away from him. It's moving, but I'd rather have him, you know, move the ball around and occasionally hit somebody than leaving it out over the plate and having the game tied up with one swing. But if you're going to get that guy on base now, you got to really bear down and make sure you retire the next hitter.
Flores is 1 for 2. Jesus Flores, catcher, came in hitting .267. A couple of home runs and 10 RBIs.
Mentioned he was one of the better Rule 5 selections we've last couple of years.
No activity for the Cardinals in the bullpen. They've been throwing for a while now for Washington.
Flores was selected in the Rule 5 draft in '06. There were two others that were pretty good that year. Josh Hamilton and Soria of Kansas City, their closer.
He has been nicked up a little bit later.
Shoulder, little shoulder problems, but
same with Hamilton too. There was talk of putting him on the DL.
He's got a rib cage, right?
Right. Into center, and Keel is back, and he won't get it. It's off the wall, and this game is tied. Flores on his way to third. As you mentioned, you hit him, you put him on. You got to make sure he doesn't score. So Flores delivers with a triple with 2 outs here in the 6th, and we're tied up at 3-3.
I'm sure he's trying to do it, but you see, instead of missing location out over the plate where he earned it, one hopping the wall at 402, the deepest part of the ballpark, and drive it in the tie and run. Would you rather miss location, you hit a guy, or miss location out over the plate where you get hit hard?
Now it's Anderson, the 8th place hitter. Anderson Hernandez.
A pinch hit for Cabrera, who's on deck, and right now Willie Harris is behind Hernandez. And there you see Willie Harris to pinch hit. Hernandez, when Guzman was out, was the leadoff hitter, but they like him much better in this 8th spot in the order.
Pulled fair. Pass Pujols. Washington on top. He hit a man, a triple, now a double. And the Nationals lead it 4-3.
In this inning, you know, after 2 strikeouts, a hit batter, then 2 extra base hits, and Boggs still at 97 pitches. You have to have more in your tank than that.
Starting to stir now in the Cardinals bullpen.
Dave Duncan will come out and talk. Bullpen phone ringing for the Cardinals as you see Hernandez with a double down the right field line just inside the first base bag. And the Nationals take the lead.
And they will pinch hit here with a runner in scoring position. Harris will be the pinch hitter. Willie Harris, a career .219 pinch hitter with a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs. Good speed here at the plate too. It closes the book on Cabrera. Daniel Cabrera gives them 6 innings, and he started to settle in there as he was quite efficient that last inning. A hanging breaking ball that time and got away with it.
I always said these Washington Nationals, they can hit. They're going to rake. You got to get into their bullpen. Bullpen is 0-7 on the young year. You got to be aggressive and selective. The Cardinals really only have 4 hits, and they have scored 3 runs thanks to the 2-run home run by Albert in the first inning. But you're going to have to do some damage against the bullpen.
To 6 innings. The ball scoots away from LaRue, but the runner does not advance. 6 innings for Cabrera. 3 runs allowed. 4 hits. Walked 5. He struck out 2 and allowed that home run that Al just told you about to Albert Pujols in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Grounder hit to Albert. He'll take it himself. Steps on the bag. And the top of the lineup in the 7th inning due up for the Cardinals. 4-3 Washington. This Capretta telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Top of the lineup for St. Louis, and it's our Chevy call to the bullpen. They have one lefty, and we're going to see him right now.
Mike Hinckley, and he's from Oklahoma City, 26 years of age, did pitch in 14 games last year. He was exclusively a starter until about midway point of last season. They moved him to the bullpen to stall his once promising career. And with all the problems in their bullpen, he has been lights out. In the last 10 appearances, he's posted 3 saves and an ERA of 1.08. Lefties are only batting .083 against him. Right-handers .353.
Little chopper by Schumacher, back to him. And there's one away. Skip is 1 for 4 tonight. Brings in Rasmus, and then we'll see Pujols. Hinckley may see one more hitter, and then you bring in the righty to face Albert Pujols, or you'd have a situation where you get Rasmus called back in, maybe counter here with Ludwig.
Well, you know, when you look at the numbers, and you know, Tony knows about these. As I said, .083 before Schumacher made the out, but right-handers are .353 against him. So Tony will counter with Ludwig, see if Manny Acta counts with his bullpen. Kinsing is the new right-hander for Manny Acta. He's warming up in the bullpen. Louis National, who was traded from Florida yesterday, joined their ball club for the game in Philadelphia.
Again, Ludwig has been dealing with the flu, so that's why we haven't seen him in that starting lineup.
He's feeling much better today, but a lot of times, you know, give him one extra day to kind of get your strength. But Albert told me he's lost about 7 pounds battling with it. Ankiel's felt the off and on conditions for about a week.
So here is Ryan Ludwig. Cardinals down by a run. First pitch taken for a ball. It's so important here to get somebody on for Pujols, because then it changes the complexion of what you do. Here Manny Acta, that floats in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
With Ludwig, you know, you've got the potential of one swing at tying the game. With Albert on deck, you got one swing, you give yourself a lead.
That's right. Sees the breaking ball again, chased it. Foul tip, 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Cardinals down 4-3.
Hinckley has worked scoreless relief in 23 of his 26 major league games. Joe Beimel was off to a very good start with this ball club, and then he came up with I think it's a rib cage injury.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Well, Chad Cordero was lights out. That was one thing that they could count on previous seasons. Outstanding closer, but then he had surgery, and they tried to send him to the minor leagues, did not accept that assignment, became a free agent, and signed with Seattle. And basically, Seattle is taking a chance on him for next season.
Right.
He is, for the most part, out this year.
It's like Blaine Boyer is warming up for the Cardinals.
At some point, you got to find out what you have in him.
Yeah, well, I mean, every time I talk to Dave Duncan, you know, he'd talk about Boyer in very glowing terms. He's got a very good arm. I like his curveball, his power fastball, just kind of a change of scenery, and, you know, give him a chance to work together with him.
Didn't chase that time. 3-2.
Probably your last pitch, kid.
No question about that.
Unless Ludwig fouls it off, but you have to think with Albert looming, even if Hinckley gets him out, there is a strong possibility they'll go to the bullpen and bring in a right-hander.
And he walked him.
Now they could say hey, just go out there and pitch around with Duncan coming up on deck. But no.
So he will go to the bullpen here. Manny Acta makes the call to his right-hander. One of the 6 that they have out there, and the one lefty is through. Pujols coming up when we come back. Well, this is a chance to make an impression with your new team, facing Albert Pujols.
One way or the other.
Yeah, good point.
They'd seen him the last 3 years. And Logan Kinsing, he was playing with Florida, had Tommy John surgery a few years back, and since that time he's been pretty good. He's a strikeout per inning type pitcher, got a good power fastball, but got off to a very slow start with Florida, and he appreciates the change of scenery.
An opponent's hitting .412 against him. He's given up 1 home run this year, and he'll face Albert Pujols.
Righties are batting .375 against him. Left-handers .444.
1 out, runner at first is Ryan Ludwig. Outfield is deep. Pujols has already homered here tonight. First pitch to him. Breaking ball and a strike. Normally you see Pujols take that first pitch from somebody he hasn't seen yet.
Sure, and probably going up there looking for a fastball. It was a slider. Not afraid. Good hitters are not afraid to hit when they're down in the count.
Pujols is 0 for 1 in his career against this right-hander. Strike 2.
Texas A&M. He's a Texas-born young man. 6'1", 192. 26 years of age. So we're getting a relatively young pitcher.
Oh, 2 pitch to Pujols.
It's a good pitch when you're throwing 2 breaking balls for strikes, and then you elevate the ball, trying to get somebody to chase. Get in the mind that, okay, he's got a pretty good fastball. Does he go back with the slider or fastball away?
And Pujols fights it off into shallow left, base hit. Drops in front of Adam Dunn. They're playing so deep, and Dunn is a guy that's not the fastest of outfielders. You hear some boos here in Washington. Thought that could have been caught.
Well, misses location, the ball running up and in and jams him, but Albert, with that superior strength, just muscles it out there, and hitting it off the handle, it's not going to carry very far. And as you said, Adam Dunn, not really a noted as a very good outfielder. He doesn't want to try and make a shoestring catch and let the ball get by him, and the Cardinals at the very least would tie it up.
Initially I thought he was going to catch that. I think most of the fans around here did too. So 1 out, runners at first and second now for Duncan.
Left-handers batting .444 with a home run against this right-hander.
And last time up, Duncan hit a screamer right back up the middle. He's also walked tonight, popped out to short, and a visit here with Flores and Kensing.
Making sure with a man on second base, trying to get together.
The bottom of this inning will be the top of the lineup. You see what Duncan has done in this spot. Very good. He could tie it up or put the Cardinals back on top. First and second. Duncan, a check swing. He took it for a ball.
Because of Duncan's power, the outfield has to play deep. Good base runners on, and Ludwig and Pujols.
One-0 pitch. Here it comes. 2 balls and no strikes. Rick Ankiel on deck.
They had the one lefty in the bullpen, and they've already used that bullet.
I was about to say, Al, that's why that at bat by Ludwig was so crucial at that time, because then you feel that you have to bring in the righty to face Pujols, but yet you have Duncan and Ankiel back-to-back lefties here.
That's why I kind of, wondered a little bit if they would leave the lefty in there.
Right. A 2-0 pitch. Chance to do some damage here. That's way outside 3-0. You turn him loose here on 3-0.
Well, Tony was telling me his philosophy is you look for an area, and he wants his hitter to be very aggressive. He will not fault him if he pops it up. He'll fault him if he chases it out of the strike zone.
Here it comes. And he walked him. Bases loaded now for Ankiel. Kensing has come in. Allowed the broken bat single to Pujols. Walked to Duncan. And now Rick Ankiel. The inning started with a ground ball that was back to the pitcher off the bat of Schumacher. A walk to Ludwig. Base hit by Pujols. Now the walk to Duncan and Rick Ankiel.
Seeing Rick, a changeup is a very effective pitch against him right now. He can handle the fastballs, and Kensing's slider is just, it's not a bad one, but it's one he's more likely that he's going to be able to pull the trigger on. And a fastball there, 94, but it's out of the strike zone. Time being called. Randy St. Clair, pitching coach, come out and talk to his young pitcher.
What's interesting here is that, as we've talked about, this pitcher is struggling to throw strikes. You figure the one pitch he can maybe locate is a fastball, but in normal positions and like this, if no one was on, Rick Ankiel probably doesn't get a fastball. But with the bases loaded, he will.
Yeah, he got the first one, and it's a matchup that Rick is going to get a fastball. He's actually appeared tonight that he's had better command of his slider than he's had of his fastball. That shouldn't be.
Here's a 1-0 pitch to Rick Ankiel. Thurston on deck, 2-0.
Tony can stack these left-handers knowing there's only one left-hander in the bullpen, and he's already been used.
We'll thank our crew here in Washington. Some of the top shooters in the country right here.
Big gap out in right center, gap down the line.
Ankiel swinging away on 2-0, and the catch is made. Ludwig will tag up. That ties the game. Pujols is back in safely at second. He was making the call as he went in there, and Rick Ankiel picks up the RBI, his 10th of the year. Almost got by Austin Kearns. So we're tied up. Brand new game. It's 4-4.
The walk will kill you late in the ball game. They walk Ludwig, tie the game up now, battle the bullpens, and you like the Cardinals' chances.
So Pujols is at second base. I'm not sure if a base hit is going to make it to the outfield that you'd see him stop no matter what. That includes a ground ball to short, probably.
Well, we'll just make sure that Thurston gets his 5th double. Very inviting out in the right center. And Duncan may not stop either.
Wouldn't want to get in the way of either one of those guys.
That's right.
1-0 pitch to Thurston. Gets underneath it with a high fly ball into right. Cardinals will strand 2, and it's time to stretch, but they pick up the run. The sac fly by Ankiel. 4-4. Our nation's capital, baseball tonight. The Cardinals and the Washington Nationals tied at 4-4. The Home Depot doing more on defense. Skip Schumacher with our defensive play of the night, brought to you by the Home Depot.
Body save.
Sure was.
A glove went off the trunk of his body and blocked it and made the play.
Well, this series between these two teams was all Nationals in 2007, but the Cardinals took control in 2008. This is the first of the 4 meetings here in Washington, but head-to-head the last 2 years. You see what happened in 07 and 08. Well, this should be a team that on paper you say right now, Al, that they come in 10 games below 500, but this is the major leagues. The umpire was just hit in the head, I believe.
Yeah, just warm-up pitches. There's a pitch. He's just kind of checking out Blaine Boyer's pitches, and whether it's a cross-up or not, LaRue can't react, and it hits the umpire like more in the top of the head. Jim Reynolds, our home plate umpire, and obviously the rest of the crew is very concerned. Just kind of checking out what the Blaine Boyer has, and they just kind of ducked at the last second. LaRue's glove got up there late and didn't have a skull cap. He does that. Doesn't have a hockey mask, so it just got him flush in the top of the head. Angel Hernandez is telling the crew chief, Tim Wilkie, he says he's okay, but I mean, he's going to be a little woozy. Right there, just over. He ducked at the last second instead of hitting on the mask. It hit him on the head.
Looks like he's trying to maybe make a case to stay in, as the medical staffs on both teams have walked away and he has not left the field. That is scary.
Yeah, he's doesn't look quite right yet, but a little surprised that they haven't, really replaced him.
That's why I say maybe he's making a case to stay.
Sometimes the crew chief is just going to make that decision for him. He'll stay in the game.
Here it is again.
When he turned his head the last second, that's when he got it on top of the head, and the mask didn't provide any protection. Good for Jim Reynolds. He's a tough guy and wants to stay in there and finish this ball game.
So away we go, and Christian Guzman will lead it off against Blaine Boyer. Hard thrower, but he's hit tough times with an ERA of 24. 3 innings, and opponents hitting .438 against him. Ludwig, by the way, stays in the ball game to play right field.
And I'm sure Jace LaRue's saying, hey, that was unfortunate, but don't let it affect your pitching.
So I was going back through LaRue's night. He walked one time. I was trying to think, wait a minute.
Did he have a problem?
Happened? Yeah.
No, it's not. It has happened in the past where a guy, catcher will kind of say, okay, just throw this. I'm going to miss one to get even with an umpire.
I don't think that was the case. Not this time.
No.
So here's Christian Guzman. First pitch is strike.
And I did see a time where Atlanta Braves had a young catcher Gaylord Perry was on the mound. This kid was getting his first start in Cincinnati. He's from Ohio. And the first pitch that Gaylord threw, kid missed it and hit Ed Bargo right square in the chest. Ed was a senior National League umpire at the time. He was also of Hungarian descent, and it wasn't a very good day for, for that young catcher.
LaRue once it bounced to the plate. Pitch was up, but a foul ball off the foot of Guzman. 4-4 game here in the bottom of the 7th. What have you seen with Blaine Boyer?
Well, this is the first time I think we've done a game.
It is.
And so not really seeing what he's done. I mean, but I'm relying. There's our buddy Kip Wells. And it looks like Trevor Miller is throwing in the Cardinals bullpen. But, you know, I'll go off of what Dave Duncan has said. And everyone says he's got a very, very good arm. They like his breaking ball. You know, it's one of those guys where, you know, he got off to a very slow start, kind of give him a fresh scenery. He's from Atlanta. Sometimes that can be distracting. And, you know, Dave Duncan, what he's done with so many other pitchers, it's a perfect scenario. And Marty Mason, you know, you don't give Marty enough credit. Dave has the opportunity to work so much with the starters. Marty works so well with the relievers. And, I mean, they both as a tandem are outstanding.
Guzman with a ground ball hit to Skip Schumacher. Low throw and a pick by Pujols.
Skip was kind of losing his balance as he threw that ball, and Albert in those soft hands saves it for him.
Now, how about, you know, just getting that first out always being so important no matter who's out there on the mound. But if you're Blaine Boyer, you're trying to make an impression. You're in a tight game late. Just the importance of getting that first out.
Very good point. And, you know, as a pitcher, you kind of, when you struggle a little bit, all you're saying is, let me have a good outing. Let me have something where I feel good about myself and I can build it from there.
And that is a fair ball. Nick Johnson was slow out of the box and quickly 2 outs.
Gotta like those 2 ground balls in the infield. So it's a win-win situation for not only the Cardinals but also Blaine Boyer. He's still young enough to where he can come in here and be another valuable arm coming out of that bullpen.
Tony does have that lefty getting loose, probably for Adam Dunn, who's on deck.
I was hoping he doesn't see Dunn until the 8th.
Ryan Zimmerman is homered here tonight. Almost hit a 3-run shot. That's on the outside corner, but just a bit outside at 93 miles an hour. Zimmerman hit one to the wall and right.
He hit one out his first time up to extend his hitting streak to 19 games, the longest one in their young history and the longest one in the National League this year. I'm going to say, you know, that first pitch, fastball that he threw, he repeats that location, he's going to get a strike. And if you can throw 93 and you can spot it down in a way like that, you can get good hitters out, especially when you have the good breaking ball on top of it.
1-1 pitch. There's a good breaking ball.
There's exactly what we're talking about. And a good location. Not only is it down 12-6, but look where it is away. And just hits that outside corner. He couldn't reach that location.
Looking for baby steps to get him back on track.
And honestly, all you need is one good outing, and you build your confidence from there.
A curveball outside, wasted 2-2.
But it's more of a purpose pitch out there, you know, trying to get him to chase on that ball. But if you're going to throw that, you got to be able to back it up on the 2-2 pitch. There's another aspect too. When Boyer came here, I think he hadn't pitched for about 10 days.
Oh yeah, he got him on the outside corner. Painted it. 4-4 after 7. Familiar face for Cardinal fans. That's Kip Wells, who is on the mound now, working out of the bullpen for the Washington Nationals.
And selected out of Syracuse, who signed a minor league contract with the Nationals on March 11th. And we've seen him as a relief pitcher be very successful. 4 of his 5 relief outings have been scoreless, including last night. Career batting average against in relief is .232.
Julian Tavares is also in that bullpen now for Washington. In St. Louis, that one year was 2007. He was 7-17 with an ERA that was close to 6 in 34 games that he pitched in. 26 of those were starts. Last year he was with Colorado, and he was 1-2. Made a couple of starts in 15 games. LaRue, a couple of hops to second. That's how we start the 8th. Kip Wells.
Still only 31 years of age, and he's got a lot of talent. Just a classic underachiever. And Tony kind of sarcastically said, yeah, he's the only pitcher that Dave Duncan never helped. But sometimes you have to be a willing student before you can get help from the professor.
Tyler Green is 0 for 3 in his big league debut. I understand that Matt Garza has a no-hitter going for Tampa Bay in the 7th inning. And now we look up at one of the TVs we have here, and Jacoby Ellsbury has just picked up a base hit for Boston.
Watch out, he's ready to steal home.
Khalil Green has moved to the on-deck circle. Tyler wearing number 27. Scott Rowland's old number, if memory serves correct.
Yeah, Scott's old number. Wasn't it Todd Zeals?
It's outside in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike with 1 out.
Kip pitched last night and said he threw a lot of pitches and walked a couple guys in the game in Philadelphia.
It was frustrating watching him in St. Louis. Green, couple of hops to short, and it brings in Khalil Green.
Good to see Khalil Green going to hit. He's been dealing with a strain of his forearm.
So it's really in his wrist.
Wrist forearm. You know, I had a chance last year. I walked into on the exterior part of the Cardinal clubhouse, you know, out there, and Kip Wells' agent, one of his agents, one of the Hendrick brothers, was there, and he said, yeah, I used to listen to you, and you were kind of hard on Kip. And I said, you know, at times I felt bad, but he was so frustrating to me because he had such good stuff that he just was one of those guys that, you know, if somebody doesn't have talent, you know, you can just understand he's going out there doing the best he can. But when somebody has talent and just kind of wasting it, it was frustrating to me. And I said there was times I felt bad, but he's a nice kid. You know, you have to like him, but you know his mannerisms on the mound, just like, you know, why me? And I think right now that you can get some mileage out of him in relief.
Probably in this situation too. A situation that doesn't have a lot of pressure right now with a team that's 10 games under 500. Just missed on the outside corner.
I also think that because of their situation, for a while, it's going to be Tavares and Kip Wells are going to be alternating depending on situations. The 8th and 9th inning for Maniacta, and he's going to get some shots at closing, and he might be fine for that way.
1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the 8th. Green held up 2-2.
And they got Hanrahan,
who was their closer.
And he will, you know, he'll regain that status. But another young guy that, doesn't have a lot of experience, and if you get off to a slow start, it's hard to leave him out there.
Two and two on Khalil Green. 3-2. Skip Schumacher on deck.
But you see the pattern is like he throws an awful lot of pitches.
Well, you touched on something that I think a lot of fans pointed out in watching him, is that his mannerisms and his body language, that's what frustrated a lot of people. You want to see a little bit more fire when he's having a tough game or a tough night. 3-2 pitch. Green reaches for it, pulls it foul.
Khalil Green is one of those guys that cares inside, but doesn't show a lot of emotion either.
For Green, that issue with his wrist or his forearm is on his right arm, and it affects his throwing a little bit too.
Yeah.
A 3-2 pitch, and that's either ball four or hit him.
I think it hit him.
Either way, Khalil Green is at first. Next steps, Skip Schumacher.
It looks like we're going to have Trevor Miller will start the inning against Dunn, and then Perez will follow against the right-handers. But will the Cardinals have a lead?
The left-handed bat in Schumacher. And we know about Wells to the plate. He can be a little deliberate from this spot. Khalil Green, with his speed, might think about swiping a base here and getting himself in scoring position. Not much of a lead, though, at first. Dave Duncan talks about the key number, 1.3 seconds to the plate. From the time that the pitcher starts to the point where the ball meets the mitt of the catcher. If you're above 1.3, you probably can do some damage on the base pads. He keeps that watch over there all the time.
You'd like to have even a little more efficient and quicker to the plate, but as you say, 1.3 above, you got a real good chance that you can be successful. And you time the catcher and how quick his release is. You put the combination together, determines whether the running game is on or not.
Talk about the books that Dave Duncan keeps. Dave McKay does the same thing. He'll keep notes on mannerisms, looking at the front foot, how it turns in and out, if it's going to the plate, if it's coming over. They'll just look for little things that they can try to find. Pick up something on that pitcher. 3-1 the count. Three and two. He said he's been in games where he can pick up, because of how the sun is early in a game, peeking through with the bill of a cap, and how a pitcher is holding his head, meaning how he's looking in to get a sign as to whether or not he's coming over to first or going to the plate. Now that's detail. Green off with this pitch. There he goes. And that is ball four. You bring in Ludwig now. Kip Wells got the first two, and now back-to-back walks. Ludwig walked and scored to tie this game up back in the seventh. As he pinch hit for Colby Rasmus.
Randy Dorr, the bullpen coach. As I mentioned, the bullpen for the Nationals have lost already 7 games and no victories. There's our buddy Tavares. As St. Clair will be out to talk to Kip Wells again. Of course, with the way he throws, you get all the fielders back on their heels. Tough to get quality defense behind him.
Cardinals have drawn 9 walks tonight.
Should have many more runs with 9 walks. Only 5 hits. Number 1 was a 2-run home run.
This week it's Fox Saturday Baseball. David Wright and the Mets head to Philly. They'll take on Ryan Howard and the Phillies. A showdown between bitter division rivals. Fox Saturday Baseball this weekend. The go-ahead run in scoring position. We're tied up at 4-4. Schumacher at first. Khalil Green is at second. And Ryan Ludwig at the plate for the second time. 9 walks. I mean, a manager can only do so much.
No, that's
you know, you start walking everybody, you're asking for trouble. And there's a pass ball. Wow. How many wild pitches we see?
5 wild pitches, but here's a pass ball. And I'm sure that umpire's going, uh-oh. That was very catchable. I mean, that's strictly, you know, the catcher's fault. And the period was crossed up.
So 5 wild pitches, 9 walks, and a pass ball.
It was the first pitch for the runner at second base, though. And they didn't know the signs again.
1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pujols on deck. Pretty deep at center.
Deep, yeah. Everyone's just back on their heels, standing around. Every fielder blowing into their hands.
Tavares getting loose for the Nationals. Strike 2 on Ludwig.
93-mile-an-hour fastballs, and Ludwig just missing them. Ludwig with 19 RBIs and a couple more sitting out there for him.
Here's a 1-2. We'll do it again.
Ludwig missed a couple days with those flu-like symptoms, and I think that hanger right there, he would have crushed it. Forgot how much fun it is to watch Kip pitch.
One-two pitch. Reaches forward, hits it short. Cardinals will strand 2. They've stranded 10 on the night. 4-4 midway through 8. Here's a look at Trevor Miller, 4-4 in the bottom of the 8th here in Washington. Washington has out-hit the Cardinals 6-5. Baseball tonight on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light. With just the right taste, it never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. By your St. Louis area Hyundai dealers. Always a home run with America's best warranty. And now Hyundai Assurance. And by Bank of America. Cardinals banking only at Bank of America. The great places in the country to sightsee here in Washington. Jefferson Memorial. We've done that before. We've been to the White House a couple of times. And a chance to see the wall and World War II.
Well, Trevor Miller will have one assignment, and that's Adam Dunn. You know, Trevor has given up 2 long balls to left-handed batters, but he's done a very good job. Lefties are only 2 for 16 against him. The two mistakes he made, he just left that breaking ball in the inner part of the plate, and Fukudomi got him the last time.
This is probably the right situation for a guy like Miller. You face the lefty-lefty, and maybe that's it.
And he's out of there, and then you bring in Perez.
So he gets Adam Dunn here. Dunn is struck out a couple of times, and he also walked back in the fourth. 4-4 game. We're in the bottom of the eighth. Outfield is deep for Dunn.
Remember, you just can't walk that leadoff man late in the game.
1-1 pitch. Strike two.
Good location tonight.
Game was started by Mitchell Boggs. Struck out 9 tonight. 1-2 pitch to Dunn. Breaking ball, goodbye. Strikeout of Dunn. And he has struck out 3 times tonight.
You can see Trevor get the lefty, did his job, and he can build off of that. Little slider there, freezes him, can't pull the trigger.
So good work by Trevor Miller. And Chris Perez is coming in. Hard throwing right-hander with a couple of strikeouts already in this road trip. It's 4-4.
Chris Perez appearing for the 8th time this year. Good ERA under 3. Big strikeout, and he's been successful in that department. He's fanned lone batters on Monday and Wednesday at Atlanta for holds. And now he's coming in here to face Elijah Dukes.
Dukes has struck out twice. So hit into a fielder's choice and then was picked off. Chris Perez. 1-0 pitch. Just missed on the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Chris Perez is on the pregame show tonight with Pat Paris. Here comes a 2-0. Pat, what did Chris Perez have to say?
Well, he was quick to point out before we went on the air that his wife was excited the fact that you guys talked about her last night on the air and pointed out that it's not her fault that he's lost all the weight as far as her cooking goes. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's the positives of her cooking more healthily for him and helping him trim down. And so she was excited you guys talked about it and made sure everybody understood exactly how he lost some weight coming into spring training.
Very complimentary.
It was
to
by
her cooking.
purpose.
That's
By
right.
purpose.
I understand her cooking is outstanding, but yet healthy.
It's no longer the bachelor fried food, fast food syndrome. Healthy food for Chris. Now let's see if we can get a double play with some of that healthy food.
He mentioned that to me last night on the plane, that he was quite pleased that he wasn't in trouble and that we weren't in trouble with his wife. Chris is a good guy, and you pull for guys that get it, and it seems like he does. He's talked about wanting to close, and certainly that's something that is in his future, but he understands that also there's a role on this team right here.
Very much so. And I had the pleasure of meeting his father last year, and big supporter.
A 1 pitch, holds the ball, and that's
called by the
bench.
Tony trying to control the running game, will have the pitcher step off, throw to first, hold the ball such as he did there until the hitter. That's what he's flashing right there to LaRue.
And here comes an 0-1 pitch to Kearns. Good jump. They'll avoid the double play here as Thurston will go to first with a high throw to Albert. So Kearns retired, and it brings in Flores, who had that big RBI triple back in the 6th to tie the game up. Flores hit it to the deepest part of the park in center field. And that would score Austin Kearns, who was hit by a pitch prior to that. That was the inning where you thought Boggs was just cruising along. He had struck out the first two, then he hit Kearns, then Flores picked up the triple. 2 for 3 on the night. Remember last year they had Paul LaDuca. They're trying to figure out who could be a catcher for them. They went with Flores. There's the slider in there for a strike.
Pitch is improving all the time, but sometimes he has as much trouble locating his fastball.
And that's strike 2. Let's take a look at our Hardee's prime cut of the game. How many times are we going to announce that Albert Pujols this year gets our Hardee's prime cut of the game with that sweet swing and a 2-run homer back in the first? Pujols, by the way, is due up first, looking ahead to the ninth.
And an 0-2 count on Flores. That run can't go anyplace to retire the batter. And you're ahead in the count.
Good pitch, and he struck him out.
Very good pitch.
We'll strand the runner at second. We head to the ninth. Big bats coming up, led by Albert Pujols, when we return on Fox Sports Midwest.
Back at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., Cardinals and Nats tied at 4. You're heading to the top of the ninth. Coming up immediately after the game, of course, it is U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live. Jack Clark, Jim Hayes are going to break this one down. They'll talk about the night for Mitchell Boggs and also how they pitched Ryan Zimmerman after he hit the home run, as well as we'll go inside the Cardinal clubhouse, here from Tony La Russa as well. Albert Pujols steps to the plate. We hope this one ends soon for the good guys.
All right, Pat, thanks. As Pujols hit a 2-run homer back in the first, and he'll face Julian Tavares. Old chopper to third. That's a big out. Pujols retired. Be interesting to see how they break down the Zimmerman's at bats following that home run. Remember, back in the fifth, he almost hit one out. The other 2 times, though, he struck out. We'll talk about that on the postgame show.
My buddy Julian Tavares.
I always liked Julian.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, he's one of those guys, you see him as the opposition, you don't like him, but when you find he's on your team, you find that a lot of his antics and stuff, his personality is much different than what you perceive. He didn't sign until mid-March after pitching in for the Dominican team and Manny Active for the World Baseball Classic. He's done a good job for him. 5th all time in holds, but now assuming the 9th inning duties.
Better check his cap.
Looks pretty clean, Dan.
That was Lloyd McClendon that got Julian Tavares. A few years ago, he was pitching in St. Louis, and apparently there was a foreign substance on top of the cap. He wouldn't be the first, and he won't be the last to have that happen to him.
He's 35 years of age now.
2-2 pitch. A little bit low.
Two pitch. Slider. So he's got a good one working this year so far.
And Chris just got a piece. Be a dangerous pitch, though, to a lefty. If you don't locate it, you get it down and in right into his wheelhouse.
You either got to go way in with it, get him swing over the top, or a back door. But the one thing is he'll keep the thing pretty low.
Duncan has been on base 3 times tonight.
Change up.
And there's the 1-out walk.
So Julian's been around too long to be, and has too much confidence in his second and his other pitches to throw something that is his 3rd best pitch. Walking a man with 1 out. You're asking to be beaten.
Well, Julian has had a nice career in this particular role. He has been a starter before. He's closed games out, but the middle reliever It's something that every team in baseball is looking for.
So he has 5th among active players in the all-important holds category.
This is hit to the opposite way. Slicing, and it's a fair ball. Off the sidewall. Duncan on his way to third. Duncan will score. And Rick Ankiel delivers here in the 9th. The Cardinals back on top. It's 5-4.
You walk a man late in the ball game, you're asking to be beaten.
Now, you're Tony La Russa. Ryan Franklin, is he your guy? Back-to-back nights, had to get 4 outs last night.
I just looked down, and he's the one warming up, so yes, he is.
Now, that's not an easy read here for Duncan, Al, because you're not sure if Adam Dunn is going to dive or slide and make this catch.
Well, you know, the one thing is, you know, it's Dunn out there, and you know it's going to be an adventure. He's going to run hard, but he's not real swift. Playing all the way around, that ball's going to continue to slice away from him. It gets by him down the corner. That allows Duncan to score. And, you know, they have Josh Willingham, another guy that could have been an outfielder. They put out there for defense. You know, it's a tie game. You know, Dunn just struck out late in this ball game. People don't want to run out of bench players, but whenever you have him out there, you know the ball will find you.
And I think one of the things that you're saying is easily could have double switched in that spot too.
Yes.
You know, just up here in that 8th inning and struck out to start the inning. It's the one thing about Dunn when he was playing in Cincinnati. There was a shallow porch in left.
Right.
You know, and this is a spacious outfield here in Washington.
And we got to remember too, it's going to be very tough to defense Ankiel on a ball down the left field corner. You know, it's not where you expect him to drive the ball, slicing off the bat. You know, it's going to keep on eluding a left fielder.
One-0 pitch to Thurston, trying to add to this 5-4 lead. To Chase. It was good to see Ankiel also go with the pitch. You know, a lot of times you'll see him try to pull many pitches. He stands at second, and he's put the Cardinals back on top.
A lot of base hits to the opposite field, aren't there?
Yes.
And as a pitcher, you know, you got a pull hitter, he's easy to pitch to. The guy will spray the ball around, a lot more difficult.
So Rick Ankiel had the game-tying RBI in the 7th and the potential game-winning RBI here in the 9th.
There's Ryan Franklin. Well, he threw 12 pitches last night, but it was 4 outs.
You know, we don't see these folks in Washington all that much because of interleague play and how it's set up. And I'm sure so many people in baseball still are amazed, and we're used to it now, but still amazed about this story of Rick Ankiel. You see his hits by direction, and his first to left is a big one.
Even if they would have put a left-handed or a defensive player in left field, probably because based on that graphic, he wasn't going to catch it either.
Sure. 3-1. You're saying that because you're playing him to pull.
Right.
6 hits aside. Oh, look out. The cameraman down there. I'm not sure if he got hit or his equipment got hit, but he hit the deck. Let's hope he's all right.
He might have got hurt more by falling backwards. But training staff, medical staff for Nationals, between umpires and cameramen, have been busy.
Time call. You see the players, their concern is with that cameraman as well.
And the fans down there behind the camera well are clapping. So hopefully at least he's on his feet.
3-2 pitch to Thurston. Foul ball. It's a big run out there to potentially put you on top by 2. 3-2 the count on Joe Thurston. And he walked him. So after retiring Albert Pujols with a ground out to third, it was a walk to Duncan. Rick Ankiel with a double into the left field corner. A walk to Thurston, and now here's LaRue.
It's kind of the third version of the Nationals bullpen, late inning bullpen. And on the young season coming into tonight, they are 0-7 with 3 saves. And ERA highest in the National League at 5.25.
And if you're Washington, Al, I'm sure in the back of their minds, it's here we go again. They've had so many games late that they've blown. Most recently, they had a game against the Phillies for a grand slam. Raul Ibanez a couple of nights ago came back to beat them.
Right. Just look at the last 3 games that the bullpen has pitched. It's 9 1/3 innings. Minimum of 3 innings every night.
It's tapped foul, strike 2 on LaRue.
And another 3 innings here tonight for the bullpen.
Cameraman down there is okay. There he is with the glasses on top of his head, and he's back to shooting pictures. Oh, 2 the count. And that is hit down the right field line, but out of play. One thing about Julian Tavares, he'll give you that little Louis Tiant every once in a while with a runner at second. One of your favorites, Louis Tiant.
Yeah, apparently they were making a movie about Louis Tiant and his return to Cuba. And his father was a great Cuban.
Oh, and LaRue is hit by the pitch.
A Cuban baseball player.
But tonight we've seen a little bit of everything from this Washington Nationals pitching staff. The walks in double figures, 5 wild pitches, a pass ball, umpire getting hurt during a warm-up session for the pitcher, cameraman getting hurt. And now the Cardinals will check on Jason LaRue, who says he's all right. Tyler Green, this would be a nice time to pick up his first major league hit.
Who says he's fine?
So bases loaded for Tyler Green.
Tyler 0 for 4 tonight. Might be ready on the first pitch, huh?
Oh, yeah. Green chokes up. First pitch is a ball. Right-hander getting loose for Washington in their pen. Bases loaded. One ball, 1 strike. Inning started with a ground out by Pujols. Walk to Duncan. Ankiel the go-ahead double. An RBI. Hanrahan, the former closer, getting loose. Walk to Thurston on a 3-2. LaRue hit by a pitch. And now Tyler Green. Green tonight 0 for 4. He struck out in his first plate appearance. 2 groundouts and a pop out. Slowly hit to third. And that will be a base hit for Green. 1 run in. Thurston trying to score. He's out. No, they dropped it. They dropped it at the plate, and 2 runs come in.
It has not been a very good night for Flores back behind the plate, is it?
Wow.
A swinging bunt. And then Thurston trying to steal. It's the first major league hit, an RBI for Green. You saw the bench trying to get. Zimmerman comes in here, and he's a good third baseman, tries to barehand, he can't make it. But now look at Thurston racing home. He runs into an out, but then Flores, expecting a collision that really doesn't happen, drops the ball.
And Green will take it. His first ever major league hit, and he picks up an RBI. And the Cardinals have opened up a 3-run lead with first and third now and 1 out, and that's it for Julian Tavares. Tyler Green, his first ever major league hit. Hanrahan is in for Washington. It's now 7-4 here in the top of the ninth with 1 out. Let's take a look at his numbers this season. This will be his 10th appearance. He's 2 for 5 in save opportunities. ERA over 8. Opponents hitting .257 against him.
He's got a great arm. Struck out and called the balk now. So what else more can go wrong for the Nationals?
Wow. Wow. This makes it 8-4. Green advances. LaRue scores. And it's 8-4. And in this situation now, if you wanted to sit down and Ryan Franklin, certainly you could. And this is Brian Barden. First pitch, a ball.
The bullpen phone is ringing now as Franklin's kind of sat down. Everybody's looking around there. This would be a good time to get, Mott in this game.
And they're trying to steal third, and they do. Tyler Green stealing third here in the ninth. Some people would say that that's not how you do it. Up by 4 here in the ninth.
Well, there is the one rule. You battle till you get to at least 5. Where Grand Slam can't beat you.
Yep.
It's in his first major league game. He's put his first hit, first RBI. He's induced a balk, and he gets his first stolen base. Get all the first out of the way.
About 5 minutes. Infield is drawn in. 8-4 Cardinals. And that'll score the run. Green will tag up. Catch is made. This will make it 9-4. Brian Barden picks up the RBI.
Stolen base helped out Barden. Sack fly out there.
Could get P.J. Walters up now, up by 5.
Well, they do have him up.
Here's Skip Schumacher. He shoots one foul.
You can pick out a victory and don't use Franklin and McClellan and Mott. You got plenty of arms left for tomorrow.
Two and 1. Up the middle. Guzman gets up and not in time. Diving for first, Schumacher. Base hit. And Skip is on base now for the 3rd time tonight. A couple of base hits to extend his hitting streak. He's also walked. 9th man to come to the plate this inning is Ludwig.
There's a ball out in left field, so time being called as the ball girl will track it down.
And here is Ludwig.
This Cardinal offense, you don't want to give them an extra out, do you?
No, not at all. The way that they've been hitting the ball and generating offense this year, they have opened up a 5-run lead. There's a fastball and a strike.
Scored 9 runs, but only have 8 hits, double figures in walks, and hit a couple batters, walk.
Chicago in the 8th, leading Florida 2-1. Arizona leads Milwaukee 1-0. That's in the 6th.
It's a precarious 2-1 lead as Florida has the base loaded, nobody out.
A check swing. The announced crowd tonight, 18,007. Ludwig out to left. And Dunn makes the catch. The Cardinals pick up 5 runs. And it's a 5-run lead. Budweiser, great player of the game. Budweiser, the great American lager. And at the time, back in the 7th, Ricky Ankiel tied it up. And then he also picks up a key double for the Redbirds to score Chris Duncan. And that got the Cardinals back on top 5-4. Added 4 more after that. They lead it 9-4. P.J. Walters is into the ball game for St. Louis.
24-year-old right-hander who is selected in the 11th round of the June 2006 free agent draft. Started at Memphis this season. Split time between AA Springfield and Memphis last year. Combined 10-6.
And the first pitch is a ball. Is this a changeup? Breaking ball, and doesn't throw very hard. Here's Anderson Hernandez. 2 balls and no strikes. It's these types of outings, though, that will keep you around. You have to make an impression.
Well, you have to make an impression, and you've got to throw strikes.
2-1.
Saw him make his major league debut in Wrigley Field and started out slowly, but finished strong, but threw so many pitches, he only got through 4 innings.
2-2.
98 pitches, wasn't it? 4 innings.
Jose Oquendo had PJ in winter ball and really liked him, and recommended to the staff that he get a pretty extended look in spring training. 5-run lead. Don't walk anybody. And he walked him.
Dan, remember we saw PJ pitch against the Cardinals on April the 3rd at Memphis. He pitched for the Cardinals against the Memphis team, and he really struggled early. We saw him struggle early in that outing. I'm just not sure if he's suited for a relief because of his inability to throw strikes.
And here is Cintron. Falls behind here, 1-0. Alex Cintron. Folks remember him in his collision with Scott Rowland.
Arizona, playing third base.
1-0 pitch. Albert Pujols playing behind the runner at first. Two and 1.
Manny Act is, he's burning inside with all the walks his pitchers have allowed.
It's out of play. 2-2. Well, the last thing that Tony would want to do is have to get another reliever up and just start to get loose. And here we go.
He's going to do it now anyway.
He doesn't like what he sees.
Well, and if you can't bring a guy in to protect a 5-run lead, you can't be on your team. Just the fact that you have to get somebody up, and it may wait and see if they get another base runner. It's not going to be Cintron.
And top of the order now, Guzman. You know, Al, we've talked about this before, but you have a runner at first. They're giving you second base. You never know what could happen. Why even put the element of the potential double play in the game?
Well, that's it. I mean, a ground ball to, you know, to the infield could end this ball game. If you take the base, like you say, you know, then maybe you get one out, but the game continues, and you never know. It's showing up the opposition if you add on, but if you try to catch up, it's not.
Right. Now Dave Duncan is going to talk, and Tony La Russa is going to get somebody up, it looks like. Giving them some time to get loose. Somebody's taking their coat off now, and here we go.
But that's how you kill your bullpen too, is two things happen. You know, what happens to bullpen is all of a sudden you get the big lead, and all of a sudden you mentally start relaxing, which you should never do, but it's human nature. But what hurts a bullpen is when you get guys up and don't bring them in also. You're trying to conserve them out there. You're trying to keep everybody strong. And it's an unnecessary, or it should be unnecessary, to get a guy up when you have this big a lead.
2-0 on Guzman.
It's part of the, you know, the education of up here is they can tolerate lack of throwing strikes down there, or not really being aggressive and going out and attacking to try and end a ball game. But on Tony La Russa's staff, that's not going to fly.
2-1 pitch.
How did the Cardinals' 5-run ninth start?
Walks. The 3-1. Guzman out to right. Over to get it, Ludwig. This evening began with Mitchell Boggs, and Boggs struck out 9 for the Cardinals. Very impressive. Ran into trouble in the 6th. They got the first 2 as strikeouts. Then he hit a man, a triple by Flores, then the double by Hernandez. But outside of that, he was pretty good.
Career 9 strikeouts. And something to build off of.
Nick Johnson, and PJ has fallen behind on every batter that he's seen so far. Ryan Zimmerman on deck. Singled back in the first, grounded out to second, singled to left center, and grounded to first. Slowly hit, and this should do it. And the Cardinals take the first game of this series, 9-4 our final. Post-game show coming up.
Cardinals win in Washington 9-4. Jack Clark and I are here to break it down. Jack, a win for the Cardinals. They got some help from the Nats.
Yeah, the Cardinals were actually pretty nice to the Nats tonight, because they could have actually, that game could have got way out of control early, and they ended up grinding it out. But good win for to start this series.
More coming up from Jack Clark. Plus, also coming up, the Cards sent a rookie to the mound in the nation's capital. Was his second start as strong as his first? Plus, another successful April ended. We'll break down the Redbirds' first month, and we'll take you inside the Cardinals clubhouse at Nationals Park for player reaction and Tony La Russa's post-game thoughts. Don't go anywhere. U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live is coming up next.